When we are done seaming, we need to conceal the threads. And usually we're going to conceal it on the wrong side, but here the wrong side is as pretty as the right side. So I am using duplicate stitch to conceal the yarn. And finally we're going to conceal it in between the layers. So let's see how we do that. I finished the seam. I'm gonna just pull a little bit, and this is it, that's done. Now I want to begin and make a few duplicate stitches on my actual fabric. I'm going to go, so if I finished on the right side, I'm going to go into the left side, left piece, and I want to find the center of a dark stitch because I need to conceal a dark thread. I'm going in between the layers into a center of a dark stitch, the base of a dark stitch. It's actually the center of the light stitch below it. And again, make sure that you're not going through the back layer, just between the layers, to the location where you can duplicate a dark stitch. And I'm going to duplicate my stitch in the direction where I'm going. So if I'm going to the left, I'm going to create it to the left. I'm going under the legs of the stitch above it, and back into the base of this stitch. And one stitch, I'm going one stitch to the left because I still have a dark stitch here that I can use to duplicate. So I'm going to take the yarn, and I'm not pulling it too tight. I want it to be kind of natural on the fabric. So I'm going to duplicate another stitch next to it. And now I'm going to go back into the base of that stitch, but I'm not going to go into the stitch next to it. Rather, I want to go randomly to a different stitch, close but not really next to it, because I want to spread my duplicate stitches and have a little bit of yarn here concealed. So I'm going to do one stitch here, and perhaps another stitch up there. And after maybe 3-4 stitches, I think we're kind of good. And now I need to see how I cut the yarn. So I'm going to finish this stitch. I'm going to go in the base of the final stitch, and now I'm really going between the layers as far as my needle takes me. And if this is a light area, then I'm going to go out through a dark area because my thread is dark. It doesn't really matter, but you can see that I went in between the layers. I couldn't see my needle on either of the layers. And I'm just checking to see the stitch gets the correct size. Not too tight, not too loose. And I have a lot of yarn here, enough yarn to make sure that nothing here is going to come out. I'm going to pull more. Okay, I'm pulling and I can see that the fabric here gets tight, and then I'm going to cut it. So the tension takes the yarn into the fabric, and we don't see now. Even if I really want to, I don't know how to undo the stitches, how to find my yarn because it's really in there. So before you conceal the stitches, it's best to know that it's really, really finished. It's going to be very hard to find it later. So I'm not going to do another one, but when we are concealing the light color, we can use the light stitches. And if you have a lot of yarns, don't do everything on the same side and on the same on the front layer, but spread it. If I concealed it on the left side, then maybe this one I'm going to conceal on the right side, and then I'm going to flip and I'm going to conceal the other yarns on different places, different sides, and it's really invisible.